they have a new 3D printer and a whole bunch of 3D designs that you guys, the community, made specifically for the distilling hobby. So I figured I would show you some of my favorites. Let's get stuck in. All right, team, here's the deal. Qidi Tech sent me the newest Qidi Plus5 printer, a new printer from them. No, this is not sponsored. No, they don't know what I'm saying. No, I'm not going to hard sell you the printer. I'll show you more on that later. Let's get stuck straight into the prints. And I'm just going to show you a super basic one first. One of the community members made this. In fact, all of these are made by the community members. Check this out. Super freaking simple. What is it? It is a Glen Ken holder. By the way, you can get these Chase the Craft Glen Kens at chasethecraft.com, of course. Seems a little bit strange, right? Until you realize, why is that scary? That's terrifying. Goes this way. Super simple. It holds 2, 3 of these bad boys. And the reason it's cool is because it allows you to use space that you wouldn't normally use. In a shed full of tools and distilling equipment, that is pretty cool. Let me show you. Freaking simple, space that I never would have used. Glen Ken's actually on hand, and the only place they can live is here now. Which means I might actually put the damn things back, that's pretty freaking cool. So cool, in fact, that I've already printed a second one to go right next to it. And I think the spacing, yeah, it works. How good is that? Oh, what is this, you might ask? This is no longer needed. AirStill, cuts jar, problem, which is why I've been keeping this around in the shed for years. You guys would have seen the super basic just PLA block with a nice little angle on it. That's cool. And this design has been upgraded to be modular. You've probably seen this one too. This one's really cool because it is adjustable, which is very cool. I can put this on, or, oh, go on. Put this on, or anything in between. Very, very cool. By the way, all of these 3D printed designs are on chasethecraft.com. If you go to the link in the description below, it'll take you straight to the 3D printing free resources page. That'll link you to where the creators of these designs have uploaded them. And it's searchable and sortable and all that sort of stuff as well. This is really, really cool. I love this one. There was an effort to be made to kind of ergonomically fit the AirStill. It doesn't quite work. Functionally, totally fine. But we have another one. And this one fits almost perfectly. Very, very cool. And it is adjustable. You just slide this out and slide it back in wherever you want it. Boom. It looks like it would be kind of flimsy and kind of tippy, but like it's actually really freaking strong and very stable. The wobble is because my bench isn't level. I kind of like the look of this one. It looks very cool. It fits the AirStill well. In terms of functionality, this one is a lot easier and quicker to use. You have more fine adjustment. Both are really cool designs though. Something a little different. Check this bad boy out. This is cool. Of course, if you're going to buy a Badmotivator barrel, which you can get at chasethecraft.com, it will come with one of these, a bung to go in the hole. But it's kind of turned into a rite of passage for a lot of home distillers to make their own Badmotivator barrels, which is very cool. And a lot of the 3D printed files that I received were for doing just that. This is a 3D printed tenon cutter. So you can take a dowel like this, and it's basically like a giant pencil sharpener. I've yet to actually use this, and unfortunately these are a little bit short till I actually hold on to, so I'm just gonna cut the end of my broom handle and see if it works. It's not working at all, which is unfortunate. Oh, there's the problem. The blade is just like flexing. Hold on. I'm back after a little bit of research. I went back to the creators page and got a little bit of advice from there. And also, I forgot and have been reminded that there are different thicknesses of these kinds of razor blades. So this is like a really thin, I think it's like 0.6 mil, maybe even a little bit thinner. It's like a cutting precision blade, and you can see how flexy it is. Very, very flexible. I've switched it out for a more heavy duty paint scraper blade. And the creator also says that you can use old blades on top, like a clamp. So I would assume, I'm going to try it like this, and if it doesn't work, I'll do that. I assume you would just set it back slightly so the cutting edge of the blade underneath is still there. It does have room. This is a M3 bolt to go through and hold it on. You could put an insert in there if you want. I've just used a nut underneath. Ah, now we're working. That's cool. That's really cool that you can just print this. I hate to think what a actual tenon cutter would cost. I'm having to be a little bit careful and not like dig it, not try and cut too much, or it kind of bites. That is pretty freaking cool. Obviously a very niche tool, but I have to imagine buying a real tenon cutter. I've got no idea how much they'll cost. So being able to print one for literally a few cents, that's pretty freaking awesome. The kind of thing that if you're using it all the time, ridiculous, just spend the money on a good one. But if you need to make like 4 or 5 bungs a year, that's awesome. That's literally where 3D printing shines. Let me tell you about this new printer real quick, and then we'll talk about the last design, which I think is also quite cool. So this is the new Qidi Plus5 printer. Yes, they did send it to me. No, it's not sponsored. I'll be real with you, team. This is very similar to the Qidi Q2, but that's a good thing because I love that printer. It's my workhorse. It's my default go-to printer until this thing turned up. It's still a fully enclosed Core XY printer that is insanely reliable. Like first layers on this thing are just damn near bomb-proof automatically out of the box. It's still more than fast enough, and it has really good specs on the nozzle, 370 degrees, bed heating, the bed heating, 120 degrees Celsius, and the chamber heating, 65 degrees Celsius, which means this thing is not a toy. It's really good for printing all of the awesome engineering grade filaments. ABS, ASA, nylon, carbon or glass filament stuff. What it does upgrade meaningfully over the Q2 is the build volume. Significantly larger. And because neither of these are already huge printers, that's actually really usable extra space, especially for projects that people like us will be using this for. So in short, this is a maker's printer. It is not designed to make multicolored kids trinkets. It's designed to make real stuff at an insanely like competitive price for the specs you're getting. My experience with it has been pull it out of the box, put filament in it, and press go after like 6 or 7 minutes worth of setup. I have done no tuning. I'm using off-brand filament and everything just works. The only thing I had to do was change the Z offset by about 0.025 mils. That's it. Pretty awesome. Nice work, Qidi Tech. A piece of column from the all-arounder still, and anyone that's used a reflux still with any kind of amount of height will know that as you build them higher and you put a bit of weight on top, with a condenser, the water in the condenser, just the weight of the column itself, sight glasses, all of those kind of things. These have a tendency to get a little bit tippy, which isn't cool. I guess for safety reasons, like if you really overloaded it, it could actually fall over. But also, just in terms of efficiency of the still, especially if there's packing inside. If there's packing inside the still, you want the droplets to kind of run down all through the packing. If it's on a bit of a lean, all of the reflux is just going to kind of run down the inside of that lean in the column. Check this out. That is super cool. And it is like, it does a really good job. It's been designed perfectly for this size spool, pipe, whatever you want to call it. I can move it if I really put some pressure on it. To be honest, I haven't cranked this really as tight as it could go. Check this out. The design comes with two different fittings that will go on it. They go in like so. One of the fittings aligns it vertically. Take that off and pop the other on. It aligns it horizontally. And these are designed to be used with woodworking clamps. The idea being that you can clamp this to something. For me, it might be the top of the wall or one of these exposed beams in the shed. And then this runs through. Unfortunately, my clamps have rivets on the end. Slight problem, so I might need to do a remix of this to make it a little bit wider. But it slides through, and then you can put a bolt through here and clamp it to this, which means you can pretty easily position this to be vertical and then hold it in place. That is the most elegant solution I've seen for this problem, pretty much full stop. Most people, like I've done it in the past, you can still see I've got like rope tied to a hook to tie tall columns off to. This is really freaking cool. The only problem is this is printed in PETG, P-E-T-G, and it won't straight melt at the temperatures the column will be, but it will probably soften and deform. So I'm going to have to get hold of some ASA or ABS, or maybe even some of the more serious kind of like engineering grade filaments, which is great because that Qidi printer can eat those for lunch. It has really good nozzle temp, bed temp, and chamber temp abilities. So I don't have to worry about that. I just figured I'd print this out first to see if I actually like the design and if it actually works before investing the time and honestly money in those more expensive filaments. And because, of course, the mount is already here, you could pretty easily design up different things to attach this to. So there you have it, team. Some very, very cool 3D printed files that are available for all of you for free, made by people in the community. Pretty freaking awesome. If you have your own designs that you want to send them through to me. I'll put them up on the reference page, and like I said, it's literally just going to link to wherever you've uploaded it. It's not an IP grab. I'm not trying to like steal the designs. I'm just trying to help people out and make one list that has cool 3D printing stuff for distillers. Make sense? Cool. I'll catch you next time. See ya.